My husband is a stuffy traditionalist. The kind of man who refuses to sleep with me. To keep this she-wolf at bay. He buttons his pajamas up to the very top button every night. And even tucks the Bible under my pillow before we go to sleep. I'd finally had enough and was about to file for divorce, when a string of comments suddenly materialized before my eyes. Poor Dragon Lord, about to be abandoned right in the middle of his heat. This side character is so blind. He's not putting a Bible under your pillow. It's the art of seduction. 108 positions. Why don't you just touch him? The Dragon King's rocket is about to explode. If he wasn't so scared of freaking you out, he would have taken you hard a long time ago. I froze, pulling back the divorce papers I was about to hand him. Then I reached out and grazed his abs. What are you doing? His voice was as cool and detached as ever. The floating comments continued to scroll past. Is the male lead a ninja? How can he hold back like this? It's the third day of his heat. It's not his fault. He's just terrified of scaring her off. So he's forcing himself to be a perfect gentleman. He's hopelessly in love with her. No wonder she thinks he doesn't like her. Tonight she's going to storm off to a club to find a male model. And get caught. That's how the male lead and the female lead finally meet. Getting caught with a male model. Don't just make stuff up that hasn't even happened. I casually shifted my gaze away from the comments. Nothing. There was just a smudge on your shirt. I was just wiping it off for you. Arthur Price didn't say a word. Just stared at me for so long. I started to think he'd figured out I was planning to divorce him. Nervous? I was about to crumple the divorce papers in my hand, when I saw him grab his bathrobe and head into the bathroom. My heart sank. I barely touched him and he had to go wash himself. Is he really that repulsed by me? But the comments were going wild. Silly girl, he's not washing you off. He's. He. OMG, he finally lost it. She just touched him and he's already in the shower taking a cold one. Ah. He's in there whispering her name. My face flushed. Was this a comment section or a peep show? An hour later, Arthur emerged from the bathroom. His voice much clearer. There's a charity gala hosted by the Landon Group tonight. You're coming with me. I frowned. I don't think so. Those events are always so boring and exhausting. Arthur reached out and grabbed my sleeve, his tone softening into something almost like a plea. Just this once. The comments exploded. Ah. He's lowering himself to ask her. But she's still going to refuse. And go find that model the Dragon Lord abandoned during his heat. Only to find his wife with another man. He'll be heartbroken. And that's when the female lead comes in to save him. Their love story starts tonight. Just agree. If you don't, it's game over for you two tonight. Not only game over, but without his protection. His other admirers are going to torture her half to death. A shiver ran down my spine. The refusal on the tip of my tongue took a sharp turn. Fine. I'll humor you this time. The comments went nuts. Wait, what? How did she agree? Arthur seemed to let out a quiet sigh of relief. Before, I would never have noticed. But now a comment reading. A dragon's Adam's apple is an erogenous zone. Emboldened me to take a closer look. And that's when I saw it. The corners of his eyes were tinged with red. A stark contrast to his usual cool demeanor. A suspicious, feverish heat seemed to radiate from his entire body. On a whim, I reached out and touched his Adam's apple. Arthur shuddered violently, his breath catching in his throat. His Adam's apple bobbed, and a low groan rumbled from his chest. You. Startled. I snatched my hand back. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, I won't touch you again. This was the complete opposite of the tail wagging for pets. Reaction the comments described. Comments fired off in a rapid stream. Do you even know how to touch a man? If not, let me. That's not him disliking it. That's him getting turned on. Arthur's inner thoughts. My wife touched my throat. She touched me. Is this my chance to finally become a dad? I looked skeptically from the comments to Arthur. The next second, he grabbed my hand and pressed it firmly against his neck. His voice muffled. I like it. My jaw nearly hit the floor. At my core, I'm a shameless simp for a handsome face. Who knew that after tying the knot? I'd be living like a widow? The man either slept in the study or a guest room. On the rare occasion he came to our bedroom, he kept an entire galaxy's worth of distance between us. If it were just that, I could have tolerated it. After all, getting to see Arthur's handsome face every day was a blessing in itself. But for the past few nights, he kept pulling me into his arms in his sleep, mumbling someone else's name. Treasure. Treasure. He'd whisper over and over. My name is Nina, damn it. Not Treasure. I couldn't take it anymore. This morning I was dead set on divorce. But now I looked at the man, whose face was beet red from a single touch. I stroked my chin with my free hand. Maybe I could hold out for a few more days. Based on these comments, we might actually sleep together soon. And I'm supposed to just hand him over to some female lead. At a time like this? Not a chance in hell. Arthur's body was rigid, a flash of embarrassed anger on his cool face. Don't do that. He lowered his eyes, his puppy dog gaze looking a little misty. Stroking my chin like that. It's like petting a dog. It's humiliating. I snatched my hand back, forcing a laugh. Sorry, I zoned out. Would you believe I meant to stroke my own chin? Arthur's brow furrowed, his expression turning stormy. Zoned out, thinking about another man in front of me again. His gaze was intense. I saw you touching someone else the other day. Why won't you touch me? Even if I don't like it. You can't just not touch me. He pressed his lips together, swallowing the rest of his sentence. I was surprised by how much he was talking today, but also a little baffled. You say you don't like it, but you're insisting that I touch you. What the hell do you want? The comment sighed. She's just impossible. Pushing him right into the female lead's arms one step at a time. My crude words sent Arthur storming off. The comments lamented. And with that, he's gone. By the time they see each other again, everything will have changed. I really ship them. If only she could read minds. They wouldn't have all these misunderstandings. She's so clueless. No matter how hot the models are. Are they hotter than Arthur? More handsome. Do they last longer? How would I know if he lasts long? We've never even done it. And who said I was going to find a male model? I was going to march right into that kitchen and make my darling husband a bento box. Then I'd take it straight to his office. I was going to see for myself if this guy was really the volcano of passion the comments claimed. Ready to erupt from a single touch. Maybe it was the thrill of my long-held crush finally seeing the light of day. But my hands were shaking. By the time I got to the Price Corporation building, suddenly, the comments started up again. Why is she here now? If I remember correctly, the female lead is applying for the secretary position today. She's probably in Arthur's office right now. This is going to be a train wreck of epic proportions. I can't watch. I quickened my pace into the building. Just as I was about to get on the elevator, The receptionist stopped me. Hello. Do you have an appointment? An appointment? No. But I'm. The receptionist cut me off before I could finish. Without an appointment, you'll have to wait in the lobby. I can schedule one for you. Another receptionist sneered. Ashley. Don't be so soft. We get women throwing themselves at Mr. Price all the time. Why book her an appointment? If you ask me, we should just throw out anyone trying to sleep her way to the top. The woman called. Ashley frowned. Don't be rude. I sighed and pulled out my phone to call Arthur's executive assistant. Mr. Davis. I'm at the front desk. Could you come get me? 2 minutes later, to the utter shock of the receptionist, I was riding the private executive elevator with Mr. Davis. As we reached the office, before we even went in, I could hear voices from inside. A delicate female voice cried out. Mr. Price, what's wrong? Oh, my God. You're burning up. Do you need help? Arthur's cool voice followed, laced with exhaustion. No. Don't touch me. Just get out. The sound of shattering glass. Then the woman's voice rose. How can I leave you alone like this? Don't worry, I'll take you to the hospital. Arthur's voice was now thick with anger. I said don't touch me. Get away from me. Mr. Davis glanced at me. His expression awkward, but he pushed the door open for me. The room was a mess. A woman with flushed cheeks was holding onto Arthur's arm. When her gaze fell on me, her pretty, doe-like eyes filled with a timid fear, she spoke demurely. Mr. Price is sick. As a secretarial candidate, it's my duty to take care of him. Mr. Davis's face hardened. He went over and supported Arthur himself. You haven't passed the interview yet. You're not needed here. Please leave. Arthur looked terrible. The hair at his temples was soaked with sweat. He looked at me, tried to speak, but only managed a pained grunt. Mr. Davis called to me. Mrs. Price, please come closer. Mr. Price. He needs you right now. I hesitated, feeling like something was about to happen if I got any closer. But then I thought, what's the worst that could happen? We end up sleeping together right here. Isn't that why I married him in the first place? What was I so afraid of? I gave myself a mental pep talk, took Mr. Davis's place and supported Arthur. His body was terrifyingly hot. The moment I touched him, he wrapped his arms around me, pulling me into a tight embrace. He rested his chin on my shoulder, his breathing ragged and chaotic. Mr. Davis closed the door and left. Arthur shifted restlessly against me like a big, miserable dog. What's happening? Did he just kick the female lead out? Isn't helping him with his heat the female lead's job? Why is the side character doing it? The side character is fine too. Is this train about to leave the station? Go for it. Don't let that dragon get away. My body was stiff. I didn't dare move. I brought you lunch. Are you hungry? Want a bite? I can't with her. He wants to eat you. You idiot. Stop asking if he wants to eat and kiss him now. Only a wild, passionate fuck can satisfy him. Are you guys crazy? If she satisfies him, what happens to the female lead? The main couple is the OTP. Who cares about the OTP? I just want some smut or my VIP subscription is a waste. Go girl go. Arthur's grip on me tightened, his face buried in my neck. Nina, he breathed, his voice barely a whisper. You're here. The comments went wild. He's saying her name. Not Treasure. He knows her name. I felt a strange warmth spreading through my chest. Of course I'm here, I said, my voice trembling slightly. I brought you lunch. Arthur pulled back slightly, his eyes meeting mine. They were dark with desire, but also filled with something else. Something that looked like relief. I thought you left me, he said. I thought you were going to find someone else. The comments were screaming. Tell him you're not leaving. Tell him you want him. Kiss him already. I swallowed hard. Why would I leave you? Arthur's hand came up to cup my face, his thumb tracing my jawline. Because I'm a coward, he said. Because I've been too afraid to show you how I feel. Because I thought you deserved better than someone who can't control himself. The comments were having a meltdown. He's confessing. He's actually confessing. This is it. This is the moment. My heart was pounding so hard. I thought it might burst from my chest. What if you showed me? I asked, my voice barely audible. Arthur's eyes widened. What? What if you showed me how you feel? I continued, emboldened by the comment's encouragement. What if you stopped controlling yourself? Arthur stared at me, his expression unreadable. Then, slowly, a smile spread across his face. A genuine, warm smile that I'd never seen before. Are you sure? He asked. Because once I start, I don't think I'll be able to stop. The comments were going absolutely insane. Yes. Say yes. Do it. Do it now. I took a deep breath. Yes, I said. I'm sure. Arthur didn't wait another second. He captured my lips in a kiss. That was everything I'd ever dreamed of. And more. His lips were hot against mine, his tongue demanding entrance, which I eagerly granted. The comments were exploding. Finally. It's happening. I can't breathe. Arthur's hands were everywhere, touching me with a hunger that matched my own. He backed me against his desk, papers scattering everywhere. I didn't care. All I could think about was him. His scent. His taste. His touch. Arthur broke the kiss, panting heavily. Nina, he said, his voice rough with desire. I need you. I need you so much. The comments were screaming. Take him. Take him now. Don't make him wait any longer. I pulled him back to me, crashing my lips against his. Arthur groaned into the kiss, his hands roaming over my body, touching me in ways I'd only ever imagined. Suddenly, the door flew open. Mr. Davis stood there, his face flushed. Mrs. Price, I'm so sorry, but there's an emergency. The Landon Group just called. They need Mr. Price immediately. Arthur pulled away from me, his expression torn between frustration and duty. I'll handle it, I said, straightening my clothes. Go. Arthur looked at me, his eyes filled with regret. I'm sorry, he said. I promise I'll make this up to you. He kissed me one last time. A quick, desperate press of lips. Then followed Mr. Davis out the door. The comments were furious. No. Are you kidding me? Right now? Seriously? I sank into Arthur's chair, feeling both frustrated and hopeful. At least now I knew. He wanted me. He really wanted me. And tonight, I was going to make sure nothing interrupted us again. The comments seemed to read my mind. Tonight's the night. Get ready, Mrs. Price. The dragon is coming home to roost. I smiled to myself. Yes, I thought. Yes, he is. And I couldn't wait.